The very first excuse that the people of Jahannam themselves, they will give.
تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور.
Sheikh, this is something that I've often struggled with, really.
Yes.
If we know and believe that Allah is from mercy and He loves us,
Yes.
how do we reconcile that with the idea that Allah also created Jahannam specifically to put some people in there?
Yes, that's a great question. And the verse we're going to discuss today, it reminds us and it gives us the answer because it tells us about the justice of Allah and how He deals with everybody. He will never punish anybody unless there is a specific reason and specific proof. And that proof has been established. In fact, the people themselves, they will respond.
قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير.
And they admit that a messenger was sent to them. And then the conversation continues, and that's when the regret will start.
وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير.
When we read this, they're actually talking. Who are the people of Jahannam talking to?
Yes, so the people of Jahannam, either it's a conversation between them and the gatekeeper of Jahannam, Malik, which we mentioned, or it's even a conversation between themselves, wishing that they had listened to a prophet, wishing that they had listened to a messenger, wishing that they had listened to the message in and of itself.
لقد جئناكم بالحق ولكن أكثركم للحق كارهون.
Now let's go back to the very first excuse that the people of Jahannam themselves, they will give. Okay, Allah tells us in this verse, the very first thing they will say is that we didn't listen. We didn't listen to the revelation. We didn't listen to the messengers. And if you're not willing to listen or if you don't listen, then how can that message or that messenger be of any importance or be of any benefit to you?
So in our context here today,
Yes.
obviously we can't hear messengers speaking to us.
Yes.
So what does this listening mentioned here,
Yes.
what does that refer to?
It primarily refers to the Qur'an.
Right.
So reading the Qur'an, understanding the Qur'an, reflecting upon the Qur'an, pondering on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and even subhanAllah, just listening to the Qur'an in and of itself. The first step. You get into the car, rather than sitting in silence on the way to work, on the way to picking up your kids from school, put a surah on your phone that will, play in your car, for example, recited that you like. Every second you listen to the Qur'an, it is a good deed. And the Qur'an and tadabbur and reflecting and thinking over it is a means of saving us from Jahannam. So we've talked a lot about Jahannam.
Yeah.
It's a means of saving us from Jahannam because the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Qur'an hujjatan lak aw alik, that the Qur'an, it is a proof for you or it is a proof against you. The hadith in Sahih Muslim.
So having that connection, using the Qur'an like that, it helps us journey literally from the darkness
Yes.
out into the light.
Yes, exactly. And there are three types of darkness. The darkness of this life, the darkness of the grave, and the darkness of the akhirah. The Qur'an, it provides light in all three. Light for us in this life, light for us in the grave, and light for us in the akhirah. And when we look at the Qur'an, if we think about it as a form of Sadaqah Jariyah, for example, in and of itself,
Right.
what is Sadaqah Jariyah?
So is it giving to a school or maybe giving to an orphan or any form of charity that brings ongoing benefits? What do you think the answer is?
Sadaqah Jariyah is any form of charity that will bring an ongoing benefit.
Okay, so how do we make that real for us? Something
Yeah.
that we can relate, something we can practically do.
Yes. So one of the things is we need to be smart when we think about our ajr, okay, in our terms of our good deeds. Look for opportunities of Sadaqah Jariyah, things that will benefit you in this life and in the next. Imagine, for example, you donate towards a masjid that's being built. Every time somebody makes wudu, you're getting rewarded. Every time somebody does the adhan, you're getting rewarded. Every time somebody prays, you're getting rewarded. Every time somebody recites the Qur'an, you're getting rewarded. Every time somebody breaks their fast, the iftar in that masjid, who's getting rewarded? You're getting rewarded.
Yeah.
And even if we pass away, the reward is still going.
MashaAllah.
And this is the rahmah, the mercy of Allah, that He's given us these opportunities to gain these good deeds. It's one of the blessings of Islam, alhamdulillah. So when we're looking for good deeds, look for opportunities that are Sadaqah Jariyah, that will ongoing benefit yourself and benefit others.
Inshallah.
تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور